Hello, it is Thursday again. Actually, I'm recording this 2 weeks before you are going to actually see this. I hope you enjoyed the Rattlers from last week. This week's a little bit more traditional. We're going to hop right in. Just real quick, if you haven't watched this channel before, I offer 12 really nice retail coins, the top 2% of everything that I handle, every Thursday, 9 a.m. sharp Pacific. Like clockwork. And if you like it, and if you like coins, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And if you want to order one of these nice pieces, all you have to do is send me any timestamp message, messenger, an email, a text. A lot of that stuff you can get on the website at www.siliconvalleycoins.com. I am John Marburger, your host, and the guy that rattles on about a lot of coins. Like last week, since now this is after even the last one that I videoed, I'm pretty beat and I got to catch a flight in the morning. So I hope everybody's having a great beginning of summer. This is going to be posting on, it should be June the 18th. And let's get started. So 09 SVDB, king of the cents in many ways, right? What we were always taught, 09 SVDBs are the key date. This is a nice choice, old blue, no prong holder. Great look to it. Nice even surfaces. Can't really go wrong. $1,450. I think CPG is like $1,550. These trade a little bit below on the regular. They're a low margin coin, but they're always good to have. You've heard me rant and rave about them. And by rant, I mean rant because I think that they're pretty common, but they're very popular. And who am I to say what somebody should like to collect? Oh, I'm out of order again. Hold on. 1878 nickel. This coin is incredibly choice for the grade. Very fresh. Came in raw, sent in for grading, then to CAC. Definitely has some claims to 67. I'm offering it at $1,800, which I think is a steal. 78's tough date. I think it's, wait, that's proof only date, right? I don't know, my mind is fried. Should be proof only date. 1894 mint state 65. Better date, Liberty nickel 65 CAC. Also quite lovely. Came out of a separate deal out of the Midwest. I love it when people call me and they offer me cool coins. I pay up, but it's really, really great, the network. Somebody was just asking me today, it's like, how do you find this stuff? And it's like, well, I beat a lot of bushes. I travel everywhere I go. I try to treat people right. And I try to just share my exuberance for coins. And I think it, like that excitement and honesty and just being there every week, all the time, I think it just builds something. Just people count on it, they like it. Anyway, thank you for watching. That really from the bottom of my heart. And if you want this, you got to pay me $1,600 for an 1894. Great looking piece. Da-da-da. That's okay. Oh, here we go. Look at that. I always have that cleared. And today I don't. 1805 AG3 CAC, 4 berries, common. 1805, common. If you're going to buy a bust dime, this is often the bust dime that you buy. Man, this is nice. It's just nice. One of my good longtime collector clients sold me this coin, and I'm very thankful for it because this is the kind of stuff that sometimes is even harder to find than some of the nicer stuff. This sort of like collector grade, under $1,000 type is super popular right now. And if you like this coin, it's $800. JR2 is not rare. All right, 21D, king of the walkers. This grade, pretty affordable, honestly. In mint state 65 CAC, you're going to pay a lot. This is what I call a perfection coin. This coin has the perfect look for a fine. It has highlights and contrast. It has no real marks. It's very eye appealing. Light circulation cameo. And it just makes me think of all the Walker collections that you get that usually don't have a 21D that looks like this. 21D is usually like AG. But it looks like all the other ones that when you open and flip through, either a Whitman or a library of coins, it's just so much fun. Punch these into a board. It's fun to collect the slabs too. This is a coin too you could crack out if you wanted to and put it into your album. Just keep the insert. 975 bucks. All right, one of two Kamims this week. This one is a very choice Wisconsin Mint State 65 CAC, two-part holder. It looks like a perfect holder to me. No issues at all. Got a freaking badger on the back. Don't mess with those, guys. If you see one of those, don't grab it by the tail. So this Wisconsin is 320 bucks. Sometimes you just gotta, I paid up for this even without the CAC sticker. After all my fees and everything, I think I'm making $30. So don't chisel me on, it's not gonna happen. I know what I got. Can you tell I'm getting loopy? Because it's late. All right, Roanoke. Not my favorite obverse. One of my favorite reverses. Virginia Dare. Great looking piece. Never wear these unless you're going out for like, I forgot what they call those things. Unless you're going out for Halloween. Anyway, this coin is blast white. I'd say 66B plus. Shouldn't 7, even though it's very clean. This doesn't, Roanoke's really come lustrous. This is actually, I would say, average luster for a Roanoke. Probably above average fields, but definitely average luster. Original. Nice looking piece. Did I say that? 400 bucks. All right, a new customer was just asking me about a 78 eight-tail feathers. This one is, I'd say, a 64A coin. Probably shouldn't 5 CAC, might 5 at NGC. That little thing right there, see it? That is like a significant, I mean, for that part of the field is an important piece. So let's just call it a 60, this would definitely a plus. CAC coin reverse, very nice. Good look to it. 8-tail feathers are fun to collect. They come like this, frosty, and they oftentimes come very proof-like. 2 different fabrics, really, for 8-tail feathers. This coin is $975. OGH, CAC, bells and whistles. Another Morgan. This one a GSA 80 Carson City. 64B plus coin, in my opinion. A little flat right there on the strike. 80 cc's aren't always the best strikes they're certainly not the best made Carson City silver dollar, that's for sure. This is cool though, 1050, nice collector coin, an old no prong, the CAC sticker. All right, this is actually one of my favorite ones today, even though it's a pretty common coin. Really nice. I love dimples with color, and not like everywhere color. I love it when you get frosty fields here, and then like peripheral, just a peripheral light rainbow like this with really nice black and white. Nice. 84 O's, a lot of dimples in 84 O's. Definitely one of the dates you can find. But this one is very high end. Oh, it's a plus too. Makes sense. Love it. I don't know where this stacks up in the grand. I remember liking it enough that I priced it pretty strong, $850. But this, if you're a dimple person, especially if you're collecting in that mid-range where you don't want to oftentimes go up to the 5s or 6s where they get stupid expensive. Even though this is $850, it's a lot of coin for the money. All right, the penultimate of June the 18th, 1892-0, 64. 64 all day, shouldn't really 5. It's hard to make a 92-0 in like a 5 CAC. Usually have some striking issues. This one's actually not horrible. A little bit. See that glossiness right there on the... See this? It goes up. Oftentimes you get that kind of shininess right along the hairline, this axis, or this arc, I should say. It's an important thing to look at when you're looking at coins, because look how clean this field is, right? Look how clean the cheek is. But this should not go unnoticed. You shouldn't just focus here and here, especially on a coin that has some weak strikes. You gotta pay attention to this, and you gotta look at the overall luster of the coin. This has good luster, but it's not blinding to make up for some of these things. And it's not a perfect field either. You know, there's a little reading mark there. Maybe a plus coin, but I would not call it a 5. Eagle's breast feathers are actually struck pretty decent. Yeah, I watched somebody come along, crack it out, and sell it to me as a 5. I've had it happen. I got cherry picked the other day. Totally missed something I shouldn't have missed. But you know what? That's what makes the world go round. And I've been doing this a long time too. That was a little embarrassing, but let's move on. I don't want to talk about it. I'm still mad. 1921 peace dollar. I just sold one of these, and in fact, this is the coin that I took in trade for the other one. I like this one almost as much, but not quite. The strike is not as good. The one I just sold actually had a pretty significant scrape right here, but the fields had better skin. The luster was a little bit better. The strike was a little bit better. There wasn't this little mark right there. And just overall, the one in the OGH presented a little better, but this is still, I think, you know, a nice coin. Certainly nice enough to make the commander's list. This is on the holder. Should have polished it out. That's not on the coin. And this coin is $2,250. I sold the last one for $2,750. But 65s sell for, you know, 3,000 something. So this is priced right, and this is a coin that you will never ever be ashamed of to have in your collection. All right, that's all I got for you folks. I know I said all right a lot. I'm gonna try to stop doing that. Sometimes I listen to these things and I think, man, you just say the same things. Is that what just the only words that can come to your mind? But when it's late at night and you've been pulling midnights for quite a while, sometimes you got to give yourself a break. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the week. I hope you enjoy the weekend. And until next week, 9 a.m. Thursday, Pacific, happy hunting.